Hello Capricorn, happy August. It's your Cosmic Auntie here. And this is going to be, your monthly reading for August, or really whenever this finds you, because tarot timing works in its own way. But I am recording this in Leo season in August, early August. So I'm just happy you're here. Please stay if you feel welcome to. Let's jump in. Before I start shuffling the cards, I want to share the visual I got for you. And it was literally I guess like a manhole being uncovered in the street, and it was really dark inside. And it immediately brought me to this, the placement that's happening in the cosmos right now and has been happening for a while, which is, the planet Pluto in your sign, Capricorn. So this is deep stuff. Pluto is the planet of transmutation. So there's just I always visualize a till being dragged through the fields, and how they till up the soil and make sure it gets nice and deep to get that richness all churned together. That's kind of a vibe of Pluto. And so this is very much happening collectively, so you'd be feeling very I'm sure a lot of you on a daily basis, all the time, Capricorn, are so aware of the collective, because you are deep water, and you take the challenge of the mountain head on, because you're the goatfish. And you are sensitive to collective energy. You rule the 10th house. It's the house of society and structures and all of these Capricornian things. There's so much to you, of course, but I was immediately brought to that placement, and that really helped me understand what is trying to be communicated through that visual. And there's all of these underground networks, right, that those holes in the street, they meet and contribute to. So there's such a nature, Capricorn, of, again, going really deep into the gullies and the internal networks of yourself, as well as very much witnessing and the collective energy that's being tilled up right now, the shadow collectively, that very much needs to be uncovered, right, and brought to the light and spelunked by all of us in our own ways, as well as being open to being curious about what other ways other people have experienced it, right? We're all individuals within a collective, is what I'm trying to say, Capricorn. But on in these personal levels that I kind of my readings kind of center around, is that I sense that you, if you resonate with this, are really, again, going deep into the caverns of your soul, of your shadow. Last month you almost hid from me, and because there's this nature, this change, this transmutation that's happening deep inside you, and you're preparing to step out, but you're not quite ready to reveal, and the show curtains up. So this month, with the manhole being uncovered, and I just saw kind of that hole of darkness, it made me really think there's still a lot of spelunking going on here in the caverns and the caves of your psyche, of your being, bringing light to certain areas that you're feeling maybe prepared to confront, address, heal, all of these kind of things. It's very interesting, Capricorn. So, Capricorn. The 5 of Cups These are places that these are senses of loss where you are grieving, where you felt like you've lost aspects of yourself, or like different relationships in your life, or different jobs or houses or things. Like these are things, places you felt sad, Capricorn. Places you felt disappointment, loss. I really get a very tender feeling. So I sense that these are areas that you may not have been ready to, lift the lid off for a while, and now you're feeling ready for whatever that may personally be for you. So it's very tender work. I'm sorry, my hair is, there we go. It's very tender work, and I see that you're allowing the heavy feelings to take up some room. There's something too about a reflection. You got the Four of Cups, which comes right before the 5. So, of course, but it's the same element, which is interesting to me. So we have a bit of a tale to tell. Plus, both of the birds are looking over at those two birds. So some of you may be going through a loss, like of someone important to you in some way, a relationship, breakdown of some sort, friendship breakdowns of some sort. And there's this like feeling, Capricorn, of really an element here that I feel in your energy, and it's this like element of knowing that you deserve the best. You're allowed to want more. And sometimes by like out of like reaching for more and being ready for more, or like outgrowing certain dynamics, there's a sense of loss and disappointment, or all the things we just talked about that can occur when you've grown in a certain way, or you've reached for an opportunity in a certain way, or you're ready for more in a certain way. And when you're ready for more, sometimes like there's an almost like an element of feeling less for a sec, and then being in those emotions and seeing what comes up, because it's important to give these feelings space to share their truth with you. And this is all watery energy. So again, Pluto is one of the co-rulers of Scorpio, deep water. You are also deep water. You are an earth sign, but you're like the mountain in the deep sea. So there's a lot that could be shifting in your environment, and there's a stream of like knowing that you, I just deserve all the good things. I want to say deserve better. I'll just say that then. It keeps telling me to say that. So do you deserve better? And by looking at that, reaching for that, yearning for that, calling that in through your intuition and through your emotional body, there again, and not to be redundant, can be a time where you lose different things, shifts in your relationships happen, friendships may drop away. This newness might bring you to a new community, and there's a mix of excitement and also, yeah, loss. It keeps coming back to that in a way. Again, maybe for some of you too, you have lost like a person dear to you. I just heard a partner in crime. In a way. Or, well, yeah, some of you may be experiencing that, and others of you may be you may be experiencing this in a way of relationship breakdown and friendship breakdown. The Hierophant. I just heard spiritual awakening. So this, you know, as much as it is very challenging, this tilling of the soil, this tilling of the field, this depth, this spelunking in the caverns of your shadow, of your psyche, of your soul, lifting the lid off certain things to allow space for the deep feelings, the deepness of you, Capricorn. So the Hierophant is like this understanding that you are the key, and, you know, the relationship between heaven and earth, cosmos and earth, a spiritual and energy having an earthly experience, and defining that for yourself, creating traditions and, you know, rituals, connecting with teachers, or being the teacher, right? Like there's a lot of like shadow maintenance I'm feeling. So some of you may be really leveling up into a new practice and being a teacher, a mentor in your craft. Those of you who have lost a loved one, perhaps someone who's really close to you, thick as thieves, I heard. There's a lot that you're learning. There's a lot that you're processing. And grief is relationship building with your new normal. Every step as you go, there's no real destination. There's relationship building. And that's what I sense for maybe some of you in this energy. Any of you who are experiencing grief in any way, there's an awakening happening in some way. There's a real hand in hand with life that I'm sensing. Because you're deep in the darkness in many ways, Capricorn. You're bringing your light into those places. What else is coming up for Capricorn? Okay, and we have Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. There's a lot of truth finding and uncovering and discovering, lots of memories and lots of new ideas and new perspective. I just heard new perspective on old things. So the cards that have come out now, we have the King of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Swords here. So there's just, oh man, so much depth, so much narrative between the very beginning and really the end of the entire sword element. So we've got the King of Swords, we've got the Judgment card, we have the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and then the Six of Coins. New perspective on old things. Again, the Judgment is like really pulling me back into that spiritual awakening, as much as it may not seem as such for some of you. Maybe all in different levels with this. Judgment energy is Phoenix energy. Sorry, this is driving me crazy. Is Phoenix energy, so you have to burn to a crisp, you rise again. Every time you do, you become bigger and brighter and more aware of your power. Fully knowing and building a relationship with the fact that they will probably be burnt to a crisp again, and that's the process. That's their process. That's the process of life. There's death, birth, rebirth. So again, a huge grief process I am witnessing here in your energy, however that may look for you, whatever is the fine details of your lives. If this resonates with you, deep amounts of grief. It goes way deep into the past. And it's bringing up a lot. It's bringing up a lot of everything, and you're sorting through it. You're sorting through it by, bringing your light into the darkness and pulling your sword of truth, again, and also reaching for the light, your own light, right? Reaching into yourself to reconnect and to utilize your light, because you are the light in the darkness. I'm trying to think of a song lyric that I'm like being reminded of right now. I can hear it, but I'm like having a hard time putting the words into it. But I think it's by London Grammar, which is one of my favorite bands. And I think it goes, "There is light in the dark, so small, but there you are." And then it goes, "Hand in hand with life, you are." And something I can't quite understand, or something like that. And it's like, then I think it goes into endless thoughts, they get ahead. And then I can't really quite remember it from there. But so there's also that thought process there too, where there's an element of a busy mind, but also a productive mind. You are so productive, Capricorn. So I really sense, again, you're pulling that Excalibur of truth out and have been wielding it through spelunking in the caverns of your shadow self, your soul, your psyche, bringing your light into that source love that flows through you and everything that exists. Bringing the cap off certain, lids that are ready to be addressed, dropping into that hole, dropping into that network, whatever, and however you are finding yourself at that point, right? Grief takes many forms. So however you are experiencing grief right now, well, for one, my heart goes out to you. I very much love you, Capricorn, very, very much. You have sixes here, so the Six of Cups. Some of you, there may be changes to your friend group. Again, a loss of like a loved one that's very near and dear to you, that goes back to like childhood or younger versions of you or whatever. Like wherever there's past nostalgic energy, you can find yourself at any point. Again, new perspective on old things. Some of these may not even be other people. They may be memories. They may be old feelings that you're addressing. and all of the above, really. But it's intense work that I'm seeing here, Capricorn, all the while knowing like this light, like knowing that you deserve more, you deserve brightness and happiness, and like spelunking right now is going to only bring that closer, because you are creating your own bonfire. There's certain areas that you're drying off, and it's incredible and amazing. So, you know, there could very much be a murky energy, like there's just so much emotion, there's so much being brought up. But you are not alone, okay? You're not alone. You're not doing this alone. There's people, resources out there to assist you, to support you, to guide you, to show up for you, to cherish you, Capricorn, as you navigate your grief, and further express your truth and clarify your truth, you know. It's like this, yeah, sword emerging from the darkness too. So there's a lot that I sense that you're really coming clear on what you want to put your effort towards, and put your, you know, in the new ideas you're having as you move forward in the future, things that are, you know, important to you, valuable to you. This may be, you know, very much in this is very much reminding me of intergenerational healing. The King of Swords always reminds me of turning around and like roaring at certain like generational traumas, and you know, in the desire of not bringing them forward in your life moving forward, as well as like in your family's life, whoever you know interact with, whether you have children or children around you. It's just some things that very much feels like a driving force of going deep into those energies and lifting the lids off. Very interesting, Capricorn. Let's pick a light worker oracle. Whoa. Okay, we've got grounding. Yeah. You're spending a lot of time in that deep watery space, you know, to remind yourself that you're also earth, and to interact with nature, to remind yourself that you are nature. You are allowed to have seasons, you're allowed to change, you're allowed to, you know, have weather as you're navigating this challenging time, right? This is intense, Capricorn, and like I feel like, oh, I just want to give you a hug, and I'm your cosmic auntie, so I will keep encouraging you and seeing you in your healing journey. Okay, I witness you, I see you, you are important, and the things that you're doing, not only do they heal yourself, but you heal the world. Okay, let's see what grounding has to say. Grounding. You long for the free and open worlds of spirit and light, yet you also yearn to experience the healing power and divine joy of sacred sound and living color. You are meant to bring joy, beauty, and comfort to this world, to share the spiritual light. To do so, you need grounding. Your dreams want you just as much as you want them. Grounding helps you bring your dreams to life in your world for the benefit of many. Very cool. So yeah, like there's a lot of clearing I sense happening in regards to preparing for the next chapter. Again, coming back to like, there's a stream of knowing that you deserve all the good in the world, and like the ease and the brightness and the abundance through creative, innovative ways that bring peace and warmth to your life. Like, you know, you are allowed to have that audacity to dream that big, Capricorn, and make it happen. And it's like you've almost been aware of like certain internal things that like just need to be addressed to prepare for, again, stepping out. Curtain call. The curtain's lifting up. There's so much transmutation happening within you, Capricorn. Your dreams want you just as much as you want them. So here's a bit. I'm going to read this too. I just got put to this paragraph. So it says, to do so, take care of your body. Be sure to get plenty of hydration and rest. Spend time in nature. Use salt baths to cleanse your energy. Eat foods that strengthen and nourish you. Ground yourself by releasing emotional content. If you're either swinging from one extreme to another or retreating to your head to analyze rather than express, you can ground emotional energy by writing in a journal or by creating art, poetry, music, or dance to express your feelings. You can also ground emotional energy through physical exercise or being in nature. So this could be really helpful, super helpful in the grief process as well, right? Like there's things that have changed, there's things that are needing to be grieved, and you're bringing your light into those areas of darkness, shedding, transmuting. This is teaching you a lot about who you are and what you want. And your dreams want you just as much as you want them. Okay, Capricorn. I love you, and I hope that this was of service to you in some way. I look forward to checking in with you next month.